Well, hello everyone. Welcome to our Health and Hope webinar. We're really glad that you joined us. My name is Brian Roes, and I am down here in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm actually sitting in a Panera restaurant right now, and we're going to have an awesome time together. Just a few quick things before we get started. This webinar is interactive. If you are on a computer, you'll see there's an option for you to chat. If you click on the little speech bubble icons, you can chat and say hello, tell us where you're from. And you can also, if you have questions or comments during the webinar, feel free to type those out too, and we'll pay attention to those and try to address any questions that you might have. This webinar has three guest speakers joining us tonight. Dana Merrill, who I'll flash Dana up here on the screen here. Let's say hello to Dana. Hold on, here's Dana. Oh.
Hi, everyone.
This is Dana Merrill. And also we have Dr. Deb Harrell, who's down in Gainesville, Florida. And we have Dr. Valerie Miles as well. And for our deaf and hearing impaired friends, Tammy Thrasher up in Rochester, New York, has generously agreed to interpret for us for American Sign Language. So if you'd like to click on Tammy's link, you'll be able to follow along as Tammy signs. So without further ado, let's get started. This webinar is sponsored by the Juice Plus Company. We work with the Juice Plus Company, and in case you're not sure of what exactly that is, we'll tell you. We'll share that with you tonight. But really what we do is we're professional relationship builders. We love connecting with people, getting to know people, and if our products or our business opportunity can help them, then we share that with them. And tonight, you're going to get to hear three stories from three very different journeys about people who have found real hope in the health that is offered through the nutrition in Juice Plus. I'd like to show you what Juice Plus is. This is our flagship product. If you haven't heard of it before, Juice Plus is 30 different fruits, vegetables, and berries that have been vine ripened, picked at the peak of ripeness, and then they've been blended up, whole food. It's like the skin, the seeds, the pulp, the core, every part of the fruit has been blended. And once it's been blended to like a slurry, the water and the sugar are removed from that slurry, and what's left is this nutrient-dense powder. None of the nutrients are destroyed because it's all done at a very cold, cool process. It's not heated up. And that powder is placed into capsules and also chewables for children. And I'll show you what it looks like here. There are three blends that we have. You can see the red, the green, and the purple blends. The red is our fruit blend. The green is the vegetable blend. We call it the garden blend. This is the orchard blend. And the purple is called the vineyard blend. And that has berries and grapes in it. And when people take these capsules, or the children take the chewables with a glass of water, those nutrient-dense powders are reconstituted in the body, and all of those micronutrients are delivered to the bloodstream. We have an amazing company that has really, we've been around for over 40 years. We started off with air and water filtration, and we transitioned over time to the Juice Plus whole food nutrition. And currently, the Juice Plus products have been available for over 20 years. We have 36 wonderful studies that have been published from leading medical universities and medical centers around the world. And we are the most researched nutritional product in the world. We're leading the way on the research that's been done on Juice Plus. So not only are there amazing stories like what you're going to hear tonight, but there's solid research to help back that up. I actually heard about Juice Plus from our family's doctor, Dr. Valerie Miles, who we'll hear from in a moment. And we were looking for a multivitamin for our son. He was just a baby at the time. And she said, don't give him a multivitamin. Really, what Alex needs to be taking is as many fruits and vegetables as you can get into his body. And to bridge the gap, give him Juice Plus, because that will give him the full array and consistency of nutrition that he needs every day. So we started taking it, my wife and I and our son, and we noticed some fantastic results. Before I started taking Juice Plus, I was very tired in the afternoon, yawning all afternoon, needing to take a nap when I get home. I wasn't sleeping well, and I had bad acne as well as I was a lot pudgier than I wanted to be. And when I started taking Juice Plus, all of that changed. I had incredible energy, consistent throughout the day. I was sleeping better, my skin cleared up, and because of those healthy changes, I was able to also lose the extra weight that I was carrying around. So I love Juice Plus. I've been taking it for over 10 years, and it is something that I would not miss a day of. It's something we take every single day. So that's my own health journey. And the reason why you are here on this webinar is because someone invited you who cares about you. Somebody thought of you, and they decided that person is worth investing this time into to invite them to this webinar. Somebody cares about you, and they want you to hear this information and to take this to heart. If you're not using Juice Plus yet, we encourage you to get started, especially after hearing these stories tonight. So a little bit more about that after our stories, but we're going to start off with Dr. Deb Harrell this evening. Dr. Deb Harrell, like I said, is a naturopathic doctor from Gainesville, Florida. Dr. Deb is a very, very widely traveled speaker internationally on the topics of health, wellness, and personal development. She's one of my personal mentors. The first time I heard a presentation about Juice Plus, it was from this amazing woman, and I'm very excited to have her share with you this evening. So if you'll click on Deb's picture down here, then you'll be able to follow along with her.
Hey,
Go
guys.
ahead, Deb.
Thanks for having me. I still remember the time when you all came to that first presentation, Brian. It was so fun meeting you, and I loved having locked arms with you these last years. So anyway, welcome everybody. I'm so glad you joined us on this Sunday evening. I actually have been taking Juice Plus now for 14 years. It will be 14 years in October. And I feel that it's so important that I would never miss a day of it. And I actually got introduced to Juice Plus from a really good friend of mine who is also a fellow naturopath. And by the way, when we both got started with Juice Plus, neither one of us were naturopaths. But I have been into health and wellness for a really long time. I've been plant-based for the last 40 years of my life, and I already ate a lot of fruits and veggies. The reason I really got started with Juice Plus was for my kids. And my kids just, they were teenagers at the time. I used to make them drink carrot juice and barley green every day. And anybody that knows what that is knows why they resisted it. And really, to preserve our relationship, I decided to get on board with Juice Plus because I knew they would be really happy to smell the 4 capsules a day. And I can tell you that since we started taking Juice Plus, and Juice Plus to me is the benefits of juicing in capsule or chewable form. And once we started taking Juice Plus, I started noticing some things in our own health, even though I felt like we were really healthy. I saw my son, who was 15 at the time, I saw his skin clear up. I actually became way more regular with bowel movements, and I think that's really important. I have more energy, and honestly, in 14 years, I can count how many times I've been sick, literally on 2 hands. And so my immune system's never been better. My husband had, he grew up out west and had frostbite from skiing. He constantly had infections on the end of his nose. And that has cleared up with Juice Plus and never returned. So it really just gave us such a nutritional advantage, despite the fact that I do eat 7 to 13 servings of fruits and veggies a day, but I still feel I need the variety with Juice Plus, and I need to bridge those nutritional gaps. I feel it's my ethical duty to share Juice Plus with other people. I can't not share it. As a matter of fact, I just had somebody over for dinner who's a young person who's had 2 strokes already. And I told her, you need this for your health. And I just ethically feel it's my obligation to tell everybody I know about Juice Plus, because no matter whether we are like me and eat really, really healthy, or we don't, we eat the less than ideal diet, everybody can benefit from Juice Plus. So that's why I am passionate about sharing it and have for the last 13 and a half years. It is really just, it's just something I believe we all need in today's world. We just can't get enough, no matter how good we eat. And I have 6 tower gardens, so I grow a lot of produce and eat a lot of fresh produce, but I still need the benefits because I've never seen a bilberry and things like that. So it's really, really important, and I'm so happy that I have given it to my family for the last 14 years.
Wow. Deb, thank you so much. That's an that's an awesome story. And Deb, you also work with the company as well. You share Juice Plus with others. How have you felt like that has helped you as a person as well in terms of just your contribution into other people's lives?
You know, the best gifts you can give someone is really to help them to live a high quality life. And I got started with the business because really just because I felt like it was something I could not keep from other people. And so I naturally began sharing it with other people as soon as I realized what I had my hands on. And at the time, I really needed to I really got started sharing with Plus because I felt passionate about the product and knowing everyone needed it. I was teaching people to juice. The problem is most people aren't going to stick with the juicing regimen. It's too difficult, it's too messy, it's too expensive. There's a lot of problems attached to it. So this, to me, was such a no-brainer. And at the time, I actually used to be an accountant. And at the time, I needed to make $1,000 a month as quick as possible in order not to have to go back to work as an accountant. I didn't want to lose any more time with my kids because they were teenagers at the time. My dad actually passed away in 1989. I'm from Kentucky because I was tied to my accounting job here in Gainesville. And I couldn't get there in time. And I made a decision on December 5th, 1989 that somehow I was going to be able to own my life and dictate my own priorities. And I really didn't know how I was going to make that happen. But when I found this product that I could get so passionate about sharing with other people, I found my way to really own my life. And so I was able to create that $1,000 in 4 months. And within 4 years, because of an awesome team like these people on the line here, I was able to make the top position in national marketing director. And I can tell you that my mom passed away 4 years ago at the age of 90, thanks to success, I believe. And I was holding her hand, and I got to go up there every couple of months and spend a couple of weeks with her at a time. And it's just those kind of things have been possible because I've decided to share a wonderful product with other people. And now I get to hang out with my grandkids whenever I want. So, it's kind of a win-win. I'm going to share the product anyway because I believe that everybody needs it, and it's been able to help me to really, do some things that I like to do. Now I can share health information with people and not even have to charge them because, I don't need to. So.
Right, right. Wow, that's great. Deb, thank you so much for sharing your story with us tonight. We really appreciate it. We're going to transition. We're going to transition now to Dana Merrill. Dana is a wonderful friend of ours down here in Jacksonville. My wife Deanne and I actually met Dana and her husband Adam because of the Juice Plus company, and we've been great friends ever since we first met. Dana is a stay-at-home mom and a busy entrepreneur. She's quite the businesswoman, and I've just really enjoyed following Dana on her health journey, and so I'm excited for you all to hear from her tonight. So Dana.
Hi everyone. Thanks, Brian. That was a nice introduction. And Deb, what a great story. I feel like as well as I know everyone, I'm always learning something new and another a little tidbit about everybody's life, an amazing story. This Juice Plus family really is an amazing group of people, and I'm so grateful for all of you. Again, my name is Dana Merrill. My husband Adam and I live here in Jacksonville with our 3 children. Our oldest is 7.5, our middle son is 6, and our youngest just turned 13 months. We have been taking Juice Plus for 7 years now, and I remember when I first started it, our son was 10 months old, and I was pregnant with our second, and I can't even describe to you how tired I was. I wasn't sleeping, I had a toddler. It was just exhausting, and immediately I noticed a difference when we started taking Juice Plus in my energy levels. I started sleeping better, I started feeling better. It really made that whole first trimester for me a little easier than it was certainly the first pregnancy when I wasn't taking Juice Plus. I didn't even know about it at the time. Now 7 years in, we really barely get sick. My favorite story is my husband was actually the last one of us to take Juice Plus. And with kids in preschool and bringing germs home, and none of us were getting sick, and he got 4 or 5 colds in a row. He just kept catching whatever was going around the office. And I finally said, that's it. We are done with this. You are going to start on Juice Plus too. And he said, well, I'm not swallowing those things. So we ordered his chewables the next day, and he's been chewing on them ever since. We were able, just through the small amount of Juice Plus that we were sharing at first, to supplement our income enough that I was able to stay at home with our kids more. I actually have my real estate license and was really hustling and working a lot of hours to try and make some money. And I was able to step back from that, and it's been such a pleasurable journey, meeting everyone on the team and meeting new customers. And I'm always talking to people and hearing stories about issues that they have with their health. And I immediately say, Juice Plus is the answer. One of my very good friends was complaining about her son taking Miralax twice a day. The poor child just could not move his bowels at all. And I immediately got her to order Juice Plus right there that day. And she called me a week later and said from the very first day he took his Juice Plus, he never took Miralax again. And now he's been taking it for 4 years. So we really are sharing it with people who need it with so many different health issues. It's such a benefit. And I'm just thrilled. I'm thrilled to be here and to be able to share my story with you guys.
Oh, man. Dana, that's an awesome story. That's an awesome story. And, you know, you're touching a lot of lives. You know, I mean, there's a lot of people that are healthier because of you and you sharing about them and caring. And is your husband still taking those chewables every day?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And actually, one more little super story for you, because I know we all fear germs, especially we just had a newborn a year ago, and that's everyone's panic. You know, you can't take a newborn anywhere. A classmate of my oldest son actually threw up at his feet in class one day, and most of the class ended up with a stomach virus, and we didn't get it. So
wow.
I thought that was like the most amazing thing ever.
Oh, that's great. Yes, Juice Plus really does support the immune system, that's for sure. That's great. Well, thank you, Dana. We're going to transition now to hear from Dr. Valerie Miles. And this woman is very near and dear to my heart because Dr. Miles is the pediatrician who told my family about Juice Plus over 10 years ago. And it's meant so much to us that she shared that, because obviously it totally changed the trajectory of our life in so many reasons, so many ways. But over the last 10 years, we've just become wonderful friends. And Dr. Miles, professionally, I don't feel like my children could be cared for better by anyone else in the world. I think that she is the creme de la creme of pediatricians. She is not only board certified in pediatrics, but she is also board certified in integrative medicine, which looks at the most natural remedies to implement first before moving into more harsh measures like prescriptions or whatever. And that's why we were attracted to her and her practice here in Jacksonville. But over the years, we've just learned so much from Dr. Miles, and I'm excited for you to hear from her tonight. She has a booming practice, very, very busy here in Jacksonville, and in the midst of this practice, she shares Juice Plus with all of her patients because she thinks that it's that important. So, Dr. Miles.
Well, thanks so much, Brian. I loved listening to all of your stories, all three of you. And it really strikes me that I actually don't only take care of your kids, but I take care of Dana's kids and some of Deb's grandchildren, not all of them because they don't all live here. But it's such a privilege to have built this wonderful friend network at the same time as we've been able to help people get healthier, which is my near and dear to my heart sort of way to practice. I just came out of medical school and pediatrics training with the general training that everybody gets in America, and then I came out into practice and realized that that wasn't going to help me with the vast majority of my patients who were already well and just wanted to know how to stay well. So that's how I began asking the questions, well, what else can we do here? And my practice transitioned over the first few years. And when I came to Jacksonville, I established my own practice. And when I first heard about Juice Plus, I was 4 years into that practice. And since we don't learn anything about business in medical school, I was still really on the steep learning curve of figuring out how to do that. So I was incredibly busy. And when a mom in my practice showed up with her 2 children who used to be sick all the time, after a year of not being there instead of twice a month like she usually was, I really thought she'd gone somewhere else and had another pediatrician take care of their sicknesses. But no, she said, ever since I started them on Juice Plus, they never get sick anymore. And I hear lots of things like that all the time, because every new supplement is the best thing since sliced bread. So my guard went up, and I just said, "Oh, that's nice." And she said, "Have you heard our Juice Plus?" And I said, "No, well, I hadn't." And at the time, I think it was already 14 years old. It's 13 or 14 years old. That was 11 years ago. It's close to 25 years old now, and I'd never heard of it. And so I was willing to, I'm always open-minded, willing to look at anything, but I'm telling you, I had no idea what I was going to find. I thought that it was going to be like everything else, and what I found was, number one, it was a food, which made all the difference in the world. You can't overdose on food, especially when it's healthy food, and you can on vitamins. So that was intriguing. And the second thing was, there was a ton of research already. I think there were 13 or 14 studies at the time in respectable journals. I was very, very impressed when I finally looked at that. And the third thing was that Dr. Bill Sears recommended Juice Plus. Well, for those of you who know Dr. Bill Sears, he's quite a famous pediatrician, and that's not what you do in America. You don't stand up and say, "I recommend a product," at least not 11 years ago. It's much more common now, I think. So I was very intrigued, and I really was never going to recommend anything to my patients that I didn't give to my family. And at home, I had a husband who hardly ate any vegetables. So I thought, this is great. He'll take a capsule. And so I thought, well, for myself, I have a lot of inherited diseases that I could potentially get that are pretty bad in my family, and I didn't want them. Cardiovascular disease, cancers of all kinds, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and I know that those are related to your genes, and there are plenty of studies on Juice Plus showing it protects your DNA. So I was taking it just for a safety net, and my husband took it, and my daughter, who was about 9 at the time. And what I noticed, and to my surprise, is I was like you guys, I had so much more energy. I never yawned in the afternoon anymore, which was a daily thing. And I slept much better, and those probably are connected, and I just had tons more energy. So I was like you, Brian, where I actually felt like exercising for the first time in years. And so, you just don't know what you're going to expect. I always tell people, just put it into your laboratory and see what happens, because it's going to pick up, your body will pick up the nutrients that it needs. But it was important for me to understand how different Juice Plus was from a vitamin, because vitamins are isolated nutrients. So I might have some vitamin C, but if I take it out of the orange and stick it in a tablet, it's not going to give me the 10,000 other nutrients that we don't know what they do that are in an orange. So once I grasped that concept, it made a huge difference for me. And I think it's just like you said, eating more fruits and vegetables. Mm-hmm. So I think that the mom who introduced Juice Plus to me saw that I could really impact a lot of lives. I could tell a lot of people about Juice Plus in my practice, but I was not ready for that. I had a big ethical problem with it, and it literally took me years to sort that out. But when I found that the American Medical Association, the AMA's Code of Ethics, actually lists an ethical way to share nutritional supplements, and we were able to check all those items off that list, because first and foremost, it's a supplement that's got scientific research backing it. So that was number one, and there's several other things. And once I really went through that, I found that I felt unethical not sharing it. Like Deb said, really, I mean, if I have something that I know helps the immune system and all of that, then I should be sharing it. And so I could sit here for an hour and tell you stories, probably 10 hours, and tell you stories of all the dramatic health improvements I've seen in my patients who have health conditions. But what I really love is to see those kids that are well stay well, and like Deb said, count the number of illnesses in 10 years on one or two hands. I mean, that's just amazing for children. How would you like your child to be the one who's in the classroom where everybody's sick, like Dana's, and not get sick? It's crazy. And people think it's just luck. It's not luck. It's your immune system being stronger. So that's really, I have a lot of passion for people staying healthy and becoming as healthy as they can, even if they have a health condition. So this is just really fits with my philosophy, my vision for healthcare, and all of that. The business scared me a little bit because I was so busy. I didn't want one more thing on my plate. And what I found was that I was going to recommend Juice Plus anyway, similar to what Deb said. And there's a system within the company that you can get help with some of the care that you provide. I mean, it's such a wonderful customer care system that we have. And so I kind of jumped in with both feet, but was sort of just doing it alongside and working through my ethical issues at the time. But then 2008 happened, and when the stock market crashed, the real estate market crashed, my husband's job that was tied to that realm just went away, and he was just left sort of holding a bag. All of our health benefits and all of half of our income came through that company, so in one day it was gone. And what I realized was that even though I hadn't really been paying attention to Juice Plus and that income, it was the safety net that got us through that. It was amazing. He was actually able to stay home throughout the rest of our child's growing up years for several years, 7 now, and didn't have to go back to work because of that kind of safety net that we built ourselves. So I really feel like Juice Plus is a safety net for your health, and the business, if you decide that you want to share it with friends and family, is the safety net for your finances, and I think pretty much everybody needs that right now. So it's wonderful to be able to share that, and if people see it, that's fine, and if they don't, that's fine too, because it has to feel right, it has to feel ethical. So.
That's great. Thank you, Dr. Miles.
Yeah.
We do have a question from Tamara. Her question is, do you actually see less sickness in your patients who are taking the Juice Plus supplements as compared to the patients who do not take Juice Plus?
Absolutely. I wish I could do befores and afters too, because it's just like the mom who told me about Juice Plus, the kids that consistently take Juice Plus. And by the way, parents often see it for their kids but not for themselves. And one of the great things about Juice Plus is there's a children's health study where when the parent or any adult orders Juice Plus, a child that's age 4 and up can get Juice Plus for free. So I always encourage people to take care of themselves first. It's like the oxygen mask on the airplane, and then give it to their child. But parents and adults in my practice that are consistently on Juice Plus rarely get sick. And it's backed up by the research. There's 4 great research studies on the immune system with Juice Plus that are online that anybody can look at. Yeah, that's a great question.
Great, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to ask Deb a question that came up a little bit earlier. Dr. Harrell, somebody asked the question, does someone need to sell Juice Plus, or can they just be a customer?
Oh, we have about 80%, 85% of the people that take Juice Plus are just customers. So absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks for answering that. All right, well, listen, if you have any more questions, now's your chance. You can type it in the chat dialogue to the side here. I wanted to share with you real quickly before we closed up the call for tonight the two other wonderful Juice Plus products that fit so beautifully with this product line. Dr. Miles and Dana alluded to this earlier. The Juice Plus chewables, this is what they look like. They come in these 2 pouches, and these are the same fruit, vegetable, and berry powders that are in the capsules, but they're in this delicious chewable for children. And my kids love these. They're delicious. They taste amazing. And the best part is it's whole food nutrition. So it's not like if they get into the bag and, devour them all in one sitting that you're going to need to go to the hospital. Like if they did that with multivitamins, they might need to use the bathroom a lot over the next few hours. But it's very safe, and it gives them nutrition from fruits, vegetables, and berries. I think every child needs to be taking the chewables. And also I wanted to share with you, this is called the Juice Plus Complete Shake, and it comes in these great little packets. Basically, this is a beverage. You can mix this powder with your choice of liquid, maybe almond milk or water or whatever you'd like to mix it with. And they come in chocolate and vanilla. And this is a vegan protein shake that is absolutely delicious. It gives you healthy carbohydrates, healthy fats. It gives you long-lasting, low glycemic sugar throughout the day so that you have the steady release of sugar when you drink these. And I'll tell you, I start my day every morning with one of these for breakfast. I put it in the blender, and I put in some spinach or some kale or maybe a little peanut butter, and it's absolutely delicious. I know a lot of people who, especially who have wanted to get to a healthy weight, have found that when they use the Juice Plus Complete shakes along with the capsules, the combination of the two really can cause some excellent detoxification in the body that will cause them to get to a very healthy weight. So those are a couple of other products. And if you are looking for easy ways to grow your own fruits and vegetables, you should check out our Tower Garden. It's a sort of a hydroponic type setup that you can put on your back patio that grows organic, wonderful, delicious fruits and vegetables very, very quickly and very inexpensively as well. So that's our product line. You know, our company's mission is to inspire healthy living around the world. And I just saw this comment. Our company's mission. I got to read it. All right, I got to read it. Hold on, I'm going to read it. This is from the wonderful Deb Harrell. Speaking, I am assuming from firsthand experience.
Yes,
She
sir.
says, and the complete shakes can also help get rid of hot flashes for women who are in menopause. Such a great benefit. I can only imagine. I bet that's a great benefit.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, Sarah's wondering about the chewables, if they're hard. No, Sarah, they're about the consistency of a gumdrop. They're very soft. Many parents with young children will actually cut them up with scissors into half or even quarters, and they can just sort of suck on them.
I cut
So
them
they're
right
great.
now.
Yeah, go ahead, Dana.
Joy is 13 months, and she gets hers cut up, and she's just fine with them. She absolutely loves them. So.
Okay, so Joy, Dana's daughter Joy, yeah, 13-month-old, cuts them up and she sucks on them. So listen, you know, you guys, I'm so glad you joined us for this webinar. And really, you have a few choices now. I mean, you can just take what you've heard and say, great, I'm glad I heard those inspiring stories, and just go about continuing to do things as you always have. And that's fine. You know, things will stay pretty much the same for you. But if you are listening and you see value in Juice Plus, and it makes sense that you can take all of that nutrition from a capsule with fruit, vegetable, and berry powders from real food with real nutrition, not something that's been chemically formulated in a lab by scientists, but real food from nature. Take a glass of water, take some capsules or some gummies, and receive that nutrition in your body, backed by all of those studies, and you want that in your diet, then I encourage you to get started on Juice Plus. The person who invited you tonight, they can tell you the pricing and how it packages and how it sends. It's such a great bargain. I mean, really, from between $150 a day and $250 a day, you can start getting Juice Plus for yourself and free for one of your children. I mean, that's an incredible deal. 30 fruits, vegetables, and berries for just, you know, $1.50 to $2.50 a day, depending on what you order. And along with that, you have the option, if it makes sense, that you can share it with other people. I mean, when I heard about Juice Plus, I didn't even know that there was a business opportunity. It just made so much sense. I was actually sending people to juiceplus.com because I knew they needed help with their nutrition. If you're that type of person that has a heart that wants to serve others, to help other people with solutions, then you may want to consider joining us. We have a wonderful team, a wonderful community, and again, the person who invited you to this event, they can show that to you as an option. But really where our heart, where our passion is that you will accept this call to action to get started on Juice Plus with your family. I'm seeing a couple of other questions here. Yeah, you know, some specific questions on specific health issues. Basically, guys, good nutrition helps every health condition. It's foundational. Anything that you do, needs to be based on a foundation of good, solid nutrition, and that has to do with what you put into your body by your diet. Juice Plus, check. That gives you that healthy nutrition from fruits, vegetables, and berries. So thank you for joining us. We will be having these webinars again in the future, so stay in touch with the person who invited you to this webinar, and have a great night. We're going to sign off. Thank you to all of our speakers. We'll give you one more chance to say goodbye.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great night,
Have a
everybody.
great night. Good night.